Good morning, everybody. It is morning here. I'm up earlier than normal on Sunday because of the time change. The bride of my life is still sleeping. So I'm like, let's do a weekend briefing before she wakes up and we get started with our day. So let's get into it, guys. Welcome to the weekend briefing. I think that's the name I settled on for this. I've tried several. And I think since I do the AM briefing during the week, why is it not the weekend briefing? Sometimes we try to get too cute for our own good. All right, so let's do our shout outs in our group, 10-point clubs there. John, and I know Caleb did. Caleb didn't actually record them this week in the section of the Discord group where we celebrate this stuff. 20 points. Jackie recorded his. I'm sure Caleb had a 20-pointer. I thought you might even had a 30-pointer. Caleb. So at this point, I'm going to give the high runners to both you and Jackie. I tried to find where you'd mentioned your 30-pointer, but I couldn't find it. So if you had a 30-pointer, congratulations. It's all good. We support each other. And on Friday, I had a hat trick. So I'm so excited about that. That is 3 separate entries that run 10 points or more. Not run, you capture 10 points or more. So I'll show you those trades here in a minute. So this weekend's tip, when in doubt, stay out. Weekend, I did not mean to use the word weekend. Election this week, FOMC this week. If you're in doubt about trading this week, just stay out or use the one micro, wow, one micro, one loss, and you're done. It's okay. You take 3 losses this week and you're done for the week. Like, set some sort of protocol that says, I know I need to trade small, if at all. And if I'm in doubt, I just stay out. If you can't answer who is in control right now on the chart, you probably shouldn't be trading. That's true all the time, not just this particular week. So if you're going to do any weekend homework in our group, here is a list of suggestions. You can pause this video and take a peek at those. Seasonality going into the final 2 months of the year. Well, it looks like up and away, but we've had a monster year with multiple 25 days of all-time highs, something like that. It's just a crazy year. This election is going to be monstrous. Who knows what the market's going to do? So take this with a grain of salt. It's kind of this is kind of like looking at the Farmer's Almanac, in my opinion, but it's fun to look at. And news drivers for next week. Well, the elections and FOMC, obviously that's where the eyes are. The week gets redder with each passing day, and then CPI next week. So we will be live each day for trading. Small, if at all. When in doubt, stay out. So this was my hat trick. This was Friday. Took this long here. This was my 20-pointer here. And then I had a 10-pointer there. Now, let me tell you the cool thing here. Caleb and I were both short here. I took my 20-pointer somewhere right in here and switched long off the opening and made 10 points going this way. While I am long this way, Caleb is still short this way because we have not taken this IB low. Okay, so he chose to stay in his trade. One of the beautiful things about our system and our group, you can be short while I am long. I can help you manage your short with proper how we follow price, and you can help me stay in my long while you are short and still cheer for each other of whoever has the biggest runner. Who cares? Price bounces both directions, and many times we are opposite in our group of who's long and who's short. Caleb's already short here from an amazing position. Does he really need to be looking for another trade? He's on his final runners or runner. Not 100% sure at this exact moment in time. He doesn't need to look for another trade. He's already short in a great trade location. Just milk it. The hardest part is waiting. I took the higher risk trade by going long here because we didn't take the IB low. He was in the safer trade by staying short. But the cool thing is we can help each other stay in our trades, even if we're opposite. So I'm going to press play on this. This is Friday morning's AM briefing. Talked about the first scenario, and it worked out to perfection. But let's play it being predicted a couple of hours before it happens. So if we get above the 63.75, first warning shot to bears, get above the halfback, this is the first target. So if you had multiple contracts on, you're like, where should I take the first one off? Right there at the filling of the single prints at 81.75. And we'll see that that happened to perfection. And then here, next thing is last week's, whoops, sorry. Actually, let me go back. I apologize. Let me go back. I kept hitting the wrong pushing a wrong button. Next target, last week's low is this. And so that was the next target. And we'll clearly see that that was what happened. I'm not here to predict price, but if we get into certain areas of the chart, you expect certain things to happen. Part of that is knowing who controls bulls or bears. Great bulls know where the bears are. Great bears know where the bulls are. And so when we opened, this is what happened. We got up here, missed filling them, came back to here, and came right up, which was absolutely beautiful. I had traders long. I recommended they take some of their contracts off there. And all I say is per the AM briefing. And that's exactly what I tell them. And we basically came to last week's low there and came back in. I really thought we would keep going. I'll be honest. I believe that as the election's coming in, we would hit all-time highs again, rounding into the election. If we're going to do that, we're going to do that from here. So let's take a peek at, let's go take a look at everything. So we're going to do this together. I have not pre-drawn anything. Let's just do this together here. So here we're on a monthly chart. Let's look at that. That candle does not look too awesome for a monthly chart. That is quite a tail on a down candle. So that was last month. Let's look at the weekly chart now. Let me turn on my weekly here. So we can turn this off. We can turn this off. I got a weekly fair value gap here. Did I develop anything new on the weekly? I did not. Let's go to the daily. Do we see anything cool on the daily? You bet your bottom dollar we do. What do you see? What looks cool? Well, we're going to mark this out. We'll call this the daily volume imbalance. Mark that from here to here. Let me make sure I got my magnet tool on. That really does help. So obviously that is the most important levels that remained on our chart there from the daily. I'm going to move this into my daily chart, my daily folder on my object tree. If you don't know how to use your object tree, I'm pretty sure you can search my channel. I've probably got a couple free trainings on there on the object tree. It's not brain surgery. If I don't, somebody else does. Okay, anything else interesting on here I want to demark? So we'll mark, oops, wrong thing, buddy. Let's mark here. That's not single prints. It's daily fair value gap. Let's mark that. Okay, put that in the daily folder. Beautiful. Let's go to a 30-minute chart. Let's pull this up. So first thing I want to do is I want to pull up any VPOCs or single prints. And let me turn on, Let's see if I got to reload my pre-flight indicator. If that works. On Monday's here. Okay. So this is the week we're looking at. This is the only thing we really need to update. So we've got an untested VPOC here at 78.75. Make sure that's on your chart as far as VPOCs and single prints. So that is it for VPOCs and single prints. So I'm going to turn that back off. And we are now going to turn on all of our session levels. What do I need to update? I don't think I'm going to need this trend line on here. We used it while we were trading. How did we use that while we were trading? We talked about trend line. We've went parabolic, and now we've went double parabolic, which means don't be shorting this. My humble opinion. If you short it, know your counter. You're extremely counter. You should put it in your trade journal as I shorted a counter parabolic move. So that's why that's on there. But I'm going to go ahead and delete it. We'll see how the week shakes up. So let's start down here at the bottom. So we had an RTH low right here. Said not tested in RTH, and it's still. No, this one tested it. No, that still wasn't tested in RTH. Look at that. This was a previous low, not tested in the RTH. They took it in the overnight, and they took it in the overnight, but not in the RTH. So I am going to leave that there. And I'm going to put this RTH low. Not tested RTH. So once again, RTH is having real difficult getting underneath this levels right here. They're only a tick apart. Really? Let's go back and check, make sure I have this correct. Because sometimes you'll draw something and you look back and go, what in the world was that? Like, why is this not attached to something? Did I draw that wrong? Did I move it? My gut tells me I clicked that level and moved it. Let's go back over here and check. Nope. I don't know why that wasn't attached perfectly, but those two are RTH lows not tested in an RTH session. Yep, I'm just verifying that by squeezing that in. So we've got this, what I'm going to call this is overnight low, Asia overnight low. I'll know it was done in the Asia session. Then we have this London overnight low, warning shot to bulls. I think I want to remove that because I'm going to save this type of nomenclature when I do my strong levels later today. Then we made a new low here, basically closing at our opening price. Crazy. Okay. So we're going to call this RTH low. We want to make sure that is on our chart. RTH high. And going into tomorrow, we're also going to want to know the halfback, which is right here. My cat, if you can hear him, he is meowing. He wants his mama. His mama's sleeping. Mom's a school teacher. I ain't waking her up. All right. Halfback there. Then we got this high. We got this high. We got this high. And then we're into last week. So everything should be perfect because every week we make sure our chart is perfect. Now, if we start climbing up into here, I might go back in time and double check some of those levels, make sure they're accurate. How far are we away from the all-time high? Let's make this note here. 170 points. You know what the expected move is this coming week? I think it's 170 points. Isn't that interesting? Wow, that is very, very interesting. Okay, so marked. And then we have this gap. And I measure the gap from the low. So that's where it gap fills to this IB low. I want to pull up my daily folder now because I want to see my daily levels. Oops, that's not the daily levels. Daily. There we go. There's the daily volume imbalance overlaid those levels. So this level. This will certainly be no shorts above type of location. Okay. We get back up over this 58.45, and I don't know what strong levels I have here yet, but it'll probably say somewhere right in here, careful with shorts above. I'm not going to tell you not to do shorts. That's not my job. It's to point out the clouds and the weather disturbances as you are flying your own plane. I'm air traffic control. I'm the guy in the right seat, helping you fly your airplane. So that's clear skies to the north above there. Unrestricted climb approved here. So we'll see how that works. You know what? I also want to demark here. I must have removed it but let's go ahead and mark the halfback. So I'm just going to take this tool here. And I'm going to mark the halfback. This is an untested RTH halfback. I want to know that. I can delete that. I'm curious. Where's the overnight halfback here? I bet it's right there at that. Look at that at the London overnight high. So don't need to mark that. If I wanted to, you just come in here and you add that note. Overnight halfback. Very nice. RTH high. Did I move you again? Man, I tend to click my levels and move them, don't I? Tuesday and Monday's over here. Okay, so the rest of that stuff is marked nicely. Don't need to add anything else there. This is just our basic session levels that we want to make sure are on our chart. They need to be on your chart. They certainly help you navigate the price action during the week. The new Leap competition started, paper trading. I was going to try to trade that on Friday, and I forgot about it again. So I'm going to try to get into that this week. You know what? You want a good account to trade this week? Sign up for the TradingView Leap and trade that. In fact, I was wanting to see which contracts you could trade. Read contests, frequently asked questions. What instruments are available? Bitcoin, SPX 500 USD. Okay. So I got to get that loaded up on a different chart. So you wanted something to trade this week? Trade that. I tend to get into a trade and I forget about it. I really need to make that a new chart. So we're readjusting here these session levels going into Monday. On NQ, I had an extra one marked there. We bring our train over here because are we all in the same train? It's one of the things we look for as we're trading the MES contract. Because if we're all in the same train, trading gets a little easier. So let's line these bad boys up. Whoops. Going into the new week. Go ahead and get these set in all honesty for the AM briefing. Sometimes I trade on Sunday nights. My results are not the most stellar. They are not detrimental either. I refuse to go into the week with a stupid trade, especially doing something stupid. You just don't do that. If you're going to trade it, you trade it small, if at all. And maybe that's one reason my results aren't the best is I play price a little too tight on Sunday nights, but that's okay. All right. I believe we got this marked up, guys. Hey, if you're interested, check out my free Futures Foundations course. Great for current traders and people are new to trading. One of my own long-term members said it was such a great refresher, especially the prop trading tips and advice. So if you're interested, check that out. You also get a free Zoom pass during the month of November.
Stay green, my friends, and to learn more about our group, go to microstrader.com.